Okay, this is a Rockola 1428. It is had some selection issues. It's got a speed issue with the turntable as well. We'll talk about that later. I did a lot of searching because I don't know a whole lot about these older models, this particular model especially, and so I had to figure out just exactly how this thing worked. I had some pieces of metal in here that were bent, and I couldn't quite figure out how they were supposed to be. So I could not find anything on YouTube, so once I figured it out on my own, I thought I would share this with everyone. So this unit, this is the selector. It's off the front, and consequently what it does is it set that up there. What it does is it takes this this thing, goes up into here, and this slides under just like that. As you can see, there is, if you can see, there is a small roller right here, which I am turning this roller right here, and this rides on that lower bar right over here. You can see it comes back down right there. Okay. Pull this back off. So what we have here is you have, it's actually a very simple process once you figure this out. This unit, once you take all this out, you can get to the back of this unit. All this does is it rises up, follows that cam, rises up like that, and goes back down. Okay. So what happens is when you have this unit right here in place on the back of this unit, there are these little tabs that stick out. When you make a selection, the tab comes out. Okay. That sits into here like this, and the little tabs stick in. So what happens is when you raise this up, the little roller paw here resets this thing. Okay. It comes back down and it catches on one of those little tabs. Let's spin it around and we'll take a look. Raise it up. And let's raise it up like that. And what happens is you have what they call an indexing paw. The indexing paw is this little piece right here. This piece is an indexing paw. The part that broke on my unit was this indexing paw. And as you can see, I had to resolder everything back on. It wasn't very pretty, but it's functional. It is missing a spring here. I've got to put the spring back in, but I will do that at some point. This sits down in there. When it sits down in there, it pushes this forward. This sits down in here. That little tab that my finger is pointing to pulls them both up. Resets this little resetting paw, resets this little thing that I showed you earlier. And when you lower it back down, one of those little units, those little tabs that sticks out, catches on this. And as you can see, this part has now dropped. This whole mechanism stays right here. Then part of the cycle, this side piece gets pushed in, which basically locks this unit into place, allowing that to drop. Now the indexing paw is down at the bottom. This is locked into place. It plays that selection. You get this little turning action here, which then unlocks this piece up here, unlocks one of these, and allows it to open. Okay, very simple. On the top of this unit is the, I don't know what I did with it, somewhere, is the little piece that unlocks that. This is it. This fits into here and it gets locked into place. So when you make a selection, the motion of this gear right here, this unit right here, causes this to trigger and unlock the unit, or unlock that record table. So again, let's go through it one more time. Oh, I'm sorry. Now that we're in here, when we're all done, we put the record back. This starts to rotate again, which hooks onto this piece here and causes it to recycle. Goes all the way back up, hits this reset pawl, which resets, you can see, resets that, and it comes back down for the next one. Once it catches it, it falls to the bottom, locks itself into place, that falls, and it plays that particular record because of this shaft, where the shaft is located. So once you're done with that, once that record's put back, the cycle then starts again, picks it back up, takes it up to the top, lets it drop all the way down. There you are. There's your record tray that's going to open, locks it into place. The indexing pole drops down to the bottom. It plays that record. Once it's all done, it recycles everything back through all the way up to the top. You can see it goes all the way up. It will lock in. That, sorry, that time it didn't lock in. Let's see if we can get it. There, it's locked in. So in that particular case, it's going to play one of the upper records. Very simple, very simple process. Again, the important thing about this indexing pawl is two things, and this is the problem with my unit. First of all, this is supposed to spring back all the way. Mine doesn't. I still have to do some more work on it. Now you can see it does. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's going to give me a hard time, I can tell you. The other thing is, this thing would instead of sticking out that way, it would turn so that it was it was vertical to this bar here, and anytime this unit came down, it would smash that little tab. So the problem is, there's a lot of issues with these little tabs here. As you can see, it needs to be set up this way. If it's not set up this way and it's allowed to go further, that distance is okay, but if it's allowed to go further than that, then you're going to have problems. This also has to be spring mounted, and this unit here, there should be a spring that runs from there up to there. And that's pretty much it. Let's reset this. Now we're back to square one. So I think this unit is ready to be installed, aside from that spring. Very simple. It goes in like this. Just a little bit of arguing with it, and that hooks on. This then goes on like that. And that's all for this Rockola 1428. The 1426, I think it's a 26, and the 1422 or the 24, they all fit. They all have the same mechanism up front here for selecting, so they all operate the same way, and you should be able to diagnose and fix based on what I've shown you, any of those mechanisms. Okay?